Good morning, everybody. Good morning. This need to be over. Good morning. Y'all hear that? God's grace is truly amazing, honey. You said, Kendra, I saw he dropped a new album. I didn't go look at it. I've been working, y'all. Y'all know I've been trying to get all this stuff done in here. Learning how to make this onion powder and potatoes and all of that. So I seen something. He was talking about some orange juice or something. I don't know if he said orange juice. He said, what did he say? Mustard. That's what he said. Something about some mustard or something I seen. I'll listen to it eventually. Good morning, everybody. Why can't I stop? Hold on, y'all. That would be why. Good morning. Good morning. I got up and got a chance to journal. I feel so happy. I feel so happy. You go sit over here until it's time for you to come out. Don't get to moving around. Just sit on down somewhere. Let's move him so folks don't come in here thinking I'm in a bad mood, because I'm not. Good morning. Can y'all hear me? Because I want to make sure I'm not connected to not one. Good morning, Kiva. Good morning, everybody. Danielle, everybody, good morning. If I missed your name, y'all, haven't been able to find my glasses still, so I'm going to need some grace. Good morning, Queen. Good morning. You making cheesecakes. Oh, that sound good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. We definitely family, because that sound like something I do. Get right on up and be like, I think this is what I want to eat today. Good morning, Floyd. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Ooh, it has been a long weekend. I'll tell you that. I've been working and working and working. So I decided I don't want to do the people like the phone companies do. Good morning, sister. I don't want to do, thank you. I don't want to do people like the phone companies do. Good morning, Day. Good morning, Tendra. We definitely family, because I'm up baking cakes too. Hilarious. Yep. Y'all about to make my stomach growl. I was trying to think about food this morning, and what do y'all do? Soon as I get in here, y'all talking about some vittles. Goodness gracious. Can I just get to good morning, Auntie? You cooking too? India. I can't eat. I'm trying not to think about no food today, so y'all gonna hit me, I guess, like I be hitting y'all. I got it. I get it. Good. All right. I'm not cooking anything. My daughter talking about, am I coming up there? And not if I don't find these glasses. If I don't find these glasses, I'm not going nowhere. You hear me? Doing my first pound cake tonight. See? That's one thing. Good morning, Isabel. Listen, one thing I know about this family, honey, is they gonna eat. We gonna eat. Every day we gonna talk about some kind of food. Every day. Every day. It makes me excited because food makes me happy. Good morning, Equa. It makes me real happy. Food do. I hope food make y'all as happy as it makes me. So back to what I was saying. You know how when you get with the phone company and when you first come, they give you all these good, deals and whatnot. Then, hey, good morning, Auntie. Then after you've been with a while, they treat you like a stepchild. You know what I'm talking about? I made him a tortillas yesterday. Next is homemade bagels. Come on in. Come on in, not the tortillas. Did you make corn or did you make flour? Which ones did you make, or did you make both? Did you put a little butter and sugar on it if you made flour? That's all I want to know. Still trying to decide if I'm going to cook for Thanksgiving or not. I'm not cooking. I'm so happy my kids is grown. They talking about, am I coming to eat? Yes. If I can find my glasses, I'll be there to eat. I'll be there if I can find my glasses. I ain't driving without no glasses. Ooh, you make corn. Ooh, that's okay. Them good too. I can eat them with just butter too by themselves. I ain't gonna put no sugar on that one. Corn is the only way to go. I like both. It depends, because I don't like soggy bread. And I can fry my corn hard or harder. Ooh, you make some corn with okay. Yeah, that was good. You put cheese and all of that in there. You driving, auntie. Okay, currently making mini sweet potato pie. See? Making crawfish at Toothpaste for a party. Come on, I knew it. I hate losing my glasses too. This is the first time, and that's not a cheap pair of glasses. I'm sad about that. That's a rack worth of glasses laying around here somewhere. I don't want to think that that man came in my house and took nothing because I just been misplacing stuff. So we're gonna pray that they turn up after a while. I don't know. That's crazy though. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So oh, I know that was good. I know it was. I'll be right back. I want to show y'all something. All right. So again, I don't be wanting the folks that's been here a long time to feel no type of way, even though they gonna feel types of way anyway. Uh, but along with the 3 buckets, because I'm getting ready to get that stuff out this week, y'all. I want to apologize too if I have not been as quick to respond to certain things and stuff, but I've been trying to get my stuff together because I did work like a Hebrew slave for the last almost 34 months. And so there's a lot of things that I have neglected in my own home and just things that I needed to do for me. So I want to thank y'all for giving me that time. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate y'all just letting me kind of be for a minute. And I know whatever, but I appreciate it because I've been working and talking to my dad and just kind of assessing where I am and what's going on and what I need to do. Thank you, Pumpkin. So I want y'all to know that I'm still doing everything I'm supposed to do. I'm just not doing as much on here, right? Because it be a lot sometimes. But I have 4 of these that I'm about to show you. And please don't email me yet because I haven't really decided. But I think what I want to do for the 3 buckets that I put together, that we put together, I want to stop saying I. The only reason I be saying I, y'all, because I be having to do all the work. And I don't mean it like y'all don't help me because without y'all I couldn't do it. But you know what I'm saying. We put together. We did it. But I had to do the hard part of it. Which is picking the stuff. Anyway, I want to give those 3 buckets to a person that you feel maybe you just started talking to them, the leg work, right, that part. So if you guys, it's only 3 buckets. It is only 3. 3. Remember that. It's only 3. But I want you, if you've talked to somebody or if you know somebody that hasn't started to prep or is in their beginning stages of prep and you want to bless them, we're going to just pick 3 people, okay? And I'm talking about not necessarily somebody in our community, right? Because y'all should have been getting y'all stuff together. We've been here a while. But to a person, like, because I know y'all telling people there might be somebody that you know that's worried about if they're going to have anything. And so I want you all, I'll tell y'all when, probably later on this evening, because I'm about to go and get this stuff out, to just send their name. Okay, I don't need to know. I don't need to know who it is. No. Listen, just listen. Don't start typing stuff. I'll tell y'all when, and then I'll have you send their address and stuff. But I want you to have a conversation with this person and see where their mind is, because I don't want this stuff to go to somebody that is not going to appreciate it. Okay? Y'all hear me? I don't want this to go to nobody that's not going to appreciate it. So if you know a person that will greatly appreciate it and they are in the beginning stages of their prepping, or they went ahead and listened to you and they're starting and they don't have the money, because we're not sending stuff to people that's going to spend on what they want to spend on and then expect somebody. I didn't know. And I didn't do that with my kids. Like, if you're not concerned about it, we not concerned about it. And that's basically where it is. Okay? because then you won't value what you are given. You'll just be like, oh, like entitled type stuff. No, no, no. We're not doing that. But I have 4 of these that I'm about to show you. And I want to give them to somebody in our community that has already been prepping. And you have a wood burning stove that you purchased. So if you purchased a wood burning stove and you don't already have the little portable wood burning stoves, this is for people that have been prepping. Okay, so there's a contest for people that haven't, and there's this, not contest, but there's a giveaway for the people that haven't. And then this is something small, but I feel like it might help. I saw them and I saw someone using them. I was like, somebody in our community can use one. So I have 4 of these, okay, what I'm about to show y'all. And if this is only to the people that went and bought a wood burning stove. So if you are a part of WOIU and you bought a wood burning stove, pretty cool. You said my husband is Caribbean and he created a wood burning stove for us. So cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, you got you one. No. 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 I need y'all to listen. I said, if you are a part of WOIU and you purchased a wood burning stove. So there were some people that went ahead and got one. Okay? If you purchased a wood burning stove, when I tell y'all to send this email, all I need is your address and your name. Okay? And I'm going to send these to you. 1 per family. Okay? Y'all got it? It's not nothing super big or nothing, but I feel like it'll help. So, I saw one of the guys using this, and he was out camping, like on the top of some mountain somewhere where it was cold. Right? And so you take this and you put it on your wood burning stove, and you don't need no batteries or nothing. It's run by the heat from your wood burning stove, and it circulates the heat. So if we gotta be in a space, it literally circulates the heat, which I think is pretty cool. You don't need no batteries or nothing. So as long as you got some wood in there, this will turn and it's gonna circulate the heat where you're at. Right. So if you are a person that bought a wood burning, since you've been here, okay, right. And then, like I said, they're not super expensive or whatever, but there's no noise. It's not battery operated. And it'll, when the dude was using it, it kept his tent at 70 degrees. And it was like 20 something outside. Okay. So there's only 4, but I'd like to bless some people that have taken the time to go ahead and put your finances to the side, and you did the right thing. And I know this isn't a lot, but I would like to send this to, I did. But you can get them everywhere, you know that. With that, 4 people that I want to bless. So if you, and don't email me yet, we're going to do it this evening so I can just get the addresses and then get everything out tomorrow. But yeah, so we got 4 of those. So we got the 3 buckets that are going to go to somebody that you think, you know, they, because there's, like I said, that small oven, they would have to get some butane and stuff like that. But there's 3 of those buckets. And then, this fan. So, there's that. Because I want y'all to know that, you know, I know stuff is getting crazy and that's not a big thing, but I already seen that they playing with somewhere in Russia or Ukraine, somewhere. It's on one of the videos, Pumpkin. I'm not about to grab that stuff. I love you. You all right? Can you just go? It's on one of the videos, probably a couple times back. I can't tell you which one. But probably in the last 10 videos, it's in there. Because I know I showed it again the other day. So that's why we record. You can go back and check. I don't know which one it is, but it can't be too many back. Them things is in the living room and stacked up. So, with that, there's that. I just wanted y'all to know that we got 4 of those. It's that I don't know anyone. their money to prep. I've been telling them for 4 years. Listen, I'm not. That's another thing. I've been disconnecting. Not that I don't want people to be okay, but I'm not about to be bogged down with it. The warning was sounded. God said He only talking to the people that's listening, and I am too. I'm not about to keep wasting my breath. I'm not. I made it up in my mind that people are buying and doing what they want to do, and I don't have to feel guilty because I listen to God. I do not have to feel guilty because I listened. And don't let nobody thank you. Good morning. Don't let nobody make you feel guilty because you listen. I'm not doing that. Because I got people around me and folks do what they want to do with their money. And that's one thing that I've seen. And I've always seen that. People have money for what they want to have money for. And then it is, somebody need to buy me this or somebody need to do that for me when you have the money to do it. You had the money. And so then I can't feel bad if you got the warning, God gave you the finances and you didn't do what you were supposed to do with them. That ain't my issue. Yeah. Needs versus wants. I'm trying to tell you, and a lot of people they do what they want to with their money instead of what they need to with their money. That don't have nothing to do with me. Cause I make my pennies stretch. Honey, I make my pennies stretch. So with that, no. Because people, you told us the ones that are willing to listen and take action. Listen. But that ain't even my saying. That's God. All y'all got to do. Hey, all y'all got to do is think about the master and the coins. What is it? One got 10, one got 6, and one got 1. I don't remember the numbers. But however, the one that did nothing with the coin that the master gave him stretches my middle name. Girl, trying to tell you. I wait on the deal, wait on the honey, try to give me a coupon. I'm not trying to impress nobody. The only person that I have to impress is myself and my dad. That's it. Him first, then me. Even my children, I did my part with that. I'm still there for them, but they have to impress their children. I don't gotta do that no more. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I don't have to feel guilty. I don't have to feel nothing. And I'm not going to. Not saying I don't feel compassion, but the alarm has been sounding. Because even if they wouldn't listen to it from you, y'all remember back in like late 22, early 23, when every other ad you saw was survival stuff? It didn't matter if you was on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, probably Twitter. I don't know. I don't really use it. But the end of 22, going in, and all of 23, every social media, even the y'all said they start playing them on the TV. You say get something, it don't have to be expensive, and God can work with what you have. I'm trying to tell you. And will. Everywhere you saw, whether they took it from you or not, I'm telling you that everywhere they went on social media, they went into Walmart, it was there. They went into Costco and Sam's, it was there. They walk right past it. Some of the most important things are given to you subtly. Do you hear me? It's time to go. It's time to go. I didn't have to yell and scream that. I feel you, Circa. I have no energy left for those that chose to ignore the warnings. I'm trying to tell you. I saw they building bomb shelter hotels. Listen, this is a thing, and that's why I'm trying to tell y'all. I can't be worried about the people that didn't want to listen. I can't. And as much as it hurts my heart, I can't. Because you'll have yourself stressed out and paralyzed from going forward, trying to worry about people that's still looking back. Because one of the things that I said yesterday, I got on live a little bit yesterday. I didn't get on YouTube. is that people don't believe. When they see the tanks, they're like, oh, they do that every year. When they're seeing the things that are happening, they just keep, because they blinded. Did y'all see that big old nuke that old boy pulled out yesterday? Baby, that thing almost made. I was like, ooh, Jesus. What type of holes are those gonna make? Hey, yes, ma'am, I remember the time survival stuff was on sale like crazy back in 22, 23. Come on. There's a 30-day supply of dehydrated food on Walmart website for $64 today only. Amen. Amen. Can I tell you something? If they been here long enough, Queen, they know where to go looking for stuff. I'm not spoon feeding no more information. If you over here, it should make you go looking. If you don't, and that's serious. I don't have time to babysit folks no more. We're in a different time. We are in a completely different time. And if folks don't want to grow up and see what's happening around them, if you don't want to go looking, I done put the information out in every way that I can. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, in real life. If they been here long enough, those are things they should be keeping up on. Y'all about to be seniors, ain't you? Is some folks in here that's about to be seniors? Are you not? And I don't mean seniors as in age. I mean seniors as in we going into. We did February of 22, February of 23. Now we in February. We about to be in. We did February of 24. We about to go into February of 25, babe. That's 4 years. Dang near three good ones, cause it was all. It had just turned basically 22. But we're going into our 4th February together. I am not babysitting a soul. I'm not breaking. No. Good morning. I'm trying to tell you. I'm not, and that's not being mean. These are things you should know, especially if you. I don't care if you only did 100 classes with us. You know. And seeing as how we've done over 1,000, getting close to 1,300. Yeah, I'm not. Because we don't have time for it. Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't. We're in a time. Okay, the we're in a time when, like I said, information is not just gonna be right there for you to get it. You're gonna have to hear something and pray that God pricks your spirit so that you can move on to the next step. You cannot be bogged down with stuff that don't matter, because what's going to happen is going to happen, and whoever is ready is going to be ready. That's not saying you're not going to be one of the ones that don't get taken out of here, because we don't know where this man is talking about doing stuff. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if the air is going to be clean. We don't know. Yeah. Listen. What they say, quit beating a dead horse. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at, because it's a scary thing that we could be in a time where there could, for real, thank you, be missiles and stuff dropping, and baby folks is still just like la 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 la. So yeah, I mean, if God tells me to do something or whatever else it is, I will. But yeah, they sleep. I'm trying to tell you. They real good in sleep. And that's okay. Because God said that there will be a lot of people that are. You know, they really think they about to change something by voting and marching and all of that. And that is... Hi, I'm live. Oh, okay. Good morning. Hi, Imu Isugama. Hi, where is your clothes? Close the blind. Don't, you better not spit at me. Good morning, Imu Isugama. Say good morning. I love you. I love you. She gonna be petty. I'll call you back. Bye. She didn't learn how to spit. Girl, you better be happy you doing that. Your grandma can't see you because I popped that mouth. You don't spit at me. Listen. Get you real good in your lips. Yes, girl. And she getting so tall and so, like, skinny. Yeah. I ain't got to talk to Granny's son and Edna. Whatever. I will soon. I just believe it. Good morning, Kenya. Yes. Yes. So, I was doing some reading because I pulled out some of my books. Y'all just been trying to chill and relax my mind because we live in a real, real crazy world. Got a water filter. Okay, good job. I've been trying to relax my mind, so I had watched some murder mysteries because, of course, that always calms me down. And then I pulled out some of our mythology books, and I know that we've done studies on this before, but it was really, really interesting, something that I was reading just this morning after I journaled. I have no idea. I don't know. I ain't, listen, I'll just be whatever's right in front of my face. You hear me? That's what I've been doing. So, with that, hey, so, I was looking and something that, I saw, and I know we studied this before, that Odin is Nimrod, and that, I gotta remember who they said, what is it? Noah is somebody else. I can't think of it. But anyway, when I was looking through what I was looking through, and I started reading about King Arthur in one of the books, and the place, right, where they say King Arthur and different people was running through there. Let me go get the book so I could just tell y'all. Hold on. Because there was a couple stories I read, and then I don't want to get confused. All right. Y'all want to hear this? Do y'all? It's a quick little short story. It's in our Wizards, Witches, and Seers and Healers. Y'all want to hear this or no? Okay. Now, these words is little, so just bear with me. Hold on. Okay. It says a farmer who lived in the southern part of Carmarthenshire lost 3 cows. Having searched in vain for them everywhere, he at last went to Cordy Cadno, though he had a very long journey to go. When he arrived there and consulted Dr. Harries, the worthy wizard told him that he could not give him any information concerning his lost cows until the next day, as he wanted time to consult his magic books. The farmer was a little disappointed, as he wanted to go home that evening, but under the circumstances there was nothing to be done but try and get a bed for the night at some farm in the neighborhood. So he left the wizard for the night with the intention of returning to him again in the morning, when he hoped to hear something of his lost cows. But after going out of his house, he noticed a barn close by, which he entered and found in a corner a heap of straw, where he thought he could lie down and sleep comfortably until the next morning. This he did unknown to the wizard, who took for granted that the farmer had gone to stay for the night at some house in the neighborhood. He slept comfortably in the barn for a while, but about 1 o'clock in the morning, he was awakened by the sound of the wizard's footsteps entering the place at an untimely hour. With the lantern in his hand, the disturbed farmer could not imagine what he wanted in the barn at this time of night, and he was afraid of being discovered. Presently, y'all listen to this. However, he noticed the conjurer's drawing a circle around himself in the middle of the room. This is the well-known wizard's circle. Then he stood right in the middle of this circle, and having opened a book, he summoned 7 demons or familiars to appear, and in the instant they came one after another and stood outside the circle. Then he addressed or called out to the first spirit something as follows: "Tell me where the farmer lost his cows." But the demon answered not. He repeated the question 2 or 3 times, but the familiar was quite dumb. At last, however, it shouted, "A pig in the straw." But there was no reply to the wizard's question. Having failed with the first spirit, the wizard addressed the second one, and then the third, and so on until he had given the question to each one of the familiars except one. Without any result, the spirits seemed very stupid on this occasion and would not give the information required. Fortunately, when the question was given to the 7th and last of the demons, it shouted, "The farmer's cows will be on Carmarthen Bridge at 12 o'clock tomorrow." Then the wizard left the barn and went to bed well pleased. The farmer, who was hiding in the straw, heard everything and made up in his mind to travel to Carmarthen at once, so as to be there in time to find his own cows on the bridge. So off he went to Carmarthen and reached the bridge just at 12 o'clock. And to his great joy, the cows were there. Then he drove them home, but when he had gone about half a mile from the bridge, the cows fell down as if half dead on the roadside, and in vain did he try to get them to move forward any further. Excuse me. It says, so he had to go all the way to Cordy Cadno again, so as to consult what to do. When he arrived there, "Serve thee right," said the wizard to him. "I have cast a spell on the cattle for running away secretly last night from the barn without paying me for the information obtained from the spirits." Then the farmer gave the wizard a certain sum of money and returned his 3 cows, which he had left on the road. Returned to his 3 cows, which he had left on the road, half a mile from the Carmarthen Bridge. And to his great joy, the cows went home without any further trouble. Now, I said, we're going to get to Odin in just 1 minute. This circle with the book in his hand. And the demons came up on the... My question to you is, what incantations does your teacher at your kids' school have your kids doing as to why they could possibly be seeing demons when they go home? And all of these children are having mental illness problems. It also makes me think about the elite, because they stand in those circles and they conjure spirits. You know what else this makes me think about? The scripture where it said when one demon get in, 7 more come that are stronger. It also makes me think about the 7 demons that's connected together in Solomon, honey. Hadn't us sitting in circles at rug time. Sure did. Sure did, circle time. And it was always some kind of, come on. I read that today. I said, interesting. Think about when all the cows died, y'all. This is a whole story about a farmer. Now, it's myth. But think about when people just wake up and all their livestock is dead. And they always talking about if you go out in between the cornfields at a crossroad, you will meet the devil. Well, it's normally somewhere where the farms is, like the children of the corn and all of that. Wow, I went to a meeting at school Friday and noticed my son's teacher wears a crystal ring, and he's always having problems in her class. Girl, listen, mad cow disease and the like. When they go to a circle to read, and this guy is reading in a circle. You seen it. You seen it with your own eyes. You seen it. The reading circle. The reading, all the hair on my body is standing up. The reading freaking circle. There was a magic show at my daughter's school last week. I told her she couldn't go, but my husband gave her money anyway. She got in trouble and couldn't go. I said, thanks, Dad. Uh-oh. My son had issues with the teacher who refused to allow him to say Jesus Christ. Interesting. That was interesting when I saw that. I said, no, that makes a lot of sense. No. Makes a lot of sense. Now let's get to this next story. Oh, and that place, Cartmanson or whatever the name of that place is, it's a real place, and there's real castles there. Did you hear what I said? Because I looked it up. There's real castles there. This is one of them. Where this story about this cow is, this is the place. And the other one is this one. The place where all the, where the craft, where the Stonehenges are. Hey, where the Stonehenges are. Crazy, right? Where the Stonehenges are. Where they used to get in the circle and conjure the demons on the outside of it. Interesting. I have a book on that. I always thought that was crazy. Yeah. Uh-huh. Ain't that crazy? It's remains of an old castle where you live. Where do you live, Sparkle Boots? I know. I be over there. I follow them folks when they be over there. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Send me some pictures, please. All right. Now on to Nimrod and Odin. Ring Around the Rosie as a child was singing. Yeah, that's why it's always in scary movies. The Knights Templar. Yep. Yep. And you know they got all the goods over there. They the ones that was getting the stuff for the Catholic Church. Okay, so come on. And I got some other stuff to show you. Interesting. We just going. We all over the place today. All right. Now, y'all ready for this? Uh-huh. Yep. Okay, listen, this is another story, and it got me to thinking, so then I went down a rabbit hole early this morning. I've been up since 5. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I have. All right, here go the other one. We having story time today, okay? So if you're cooking or whatever, just relax. You don't need a book so just yet. All right. Oh, excuse me. Here we go. It said, it's not very amusing to be a king. Father Odin often grew tired of sitting all day long upon his golden throne in Valhalla above the heavens. Now, let me just go. Okay. He wearied of welcoming the new heroes whom the Valkyries brought him from wars upon the earth, and of watching the old heroes fight their daily deathless battles. He wearied of his wise ravens and constant gossip which they brought him from the four corners of the world. He longed to escape from everyone who knew him to some place where he could pass for a mere stranger, instead of the great king of the Aesir. Where's Aesir? I'm just reading. We just having story time right now, Nicole. Because I want y'all to see something I was looking into today. You're welcome. He said, oh my God, this is all in that show right in our face. What show? It says it's in Aesir is in Lebanon. It's in Saudi Arabia. Aesir. Oh, it's in the Vikings on Netflix. Oh, okay. All right. So here we go. Listen now. Listen. The mightiest being in the whole universe, of whom everyone was afraid. Sometimes he longed so much that he could not bear it. Then he would run away. He disguised himself as a tall, old man with white hair and a long gray beard. Around his shoulders, he threw a huge blue cloak that covered him from head to toe. Who that sound like? Located between the Red Sea and borders of Yemen. Thank you, Lori. So Odin, the god of the Vikings, lived between the Red Sea and the borders of Yemen? It does remind you of Gandalf. All the wizards. Merlin. Nimrod was a what? He was a giant. He was a wizard too, but he was a giant. So did you hear what he said? He disguised himself as a tall old man with a long beard. What does that mean that he did? He shapeshifted. Y'all remember, and it's resurfacing. Who read he came to set the captives free? Y'all remember when I said that it was when they was up in the Hollywood Hills and they did the incantations and they was having the parties that they would be mating with demons and everybody else? Y'all remember? And they said they transformed into animals and stuff like that. Y'all remember? They transformed into other people. Who watched H.P. Lovecraft? Y'all remember the white girl? Y'all remember the black lady? And the white man? Who wasn't even a man at all, he was a hoe. Y'all remember? All right. Now, here we go. Did y'all know that everybody a couple years ago thought that Beyonce's drummer was crazy, right? It's the same thing, Orlando. And Beyonce's drummer. Remember? She said she killed her cat. She's been stalking her, and she said she watched her transform into animals and other people. But exactly what we saw in Lovecraft is exactly what that lady said she saw. Same thing Orlando Brown said. She sure did file a lawsuit against her for extreme witchcraft. Listen here, listen here, listen here, listen here. Now, who remembers the classes that we did about all of your favorite stars turning into animals in their videos? You said Beyonce shifted. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, who saw America's Got Talent or whatever it is, Got Talent, and that man changed into that zebra? Not that you do what y'all do behind closed doors right on our in our face. You said you missed it. So what you read, and he came to set the captives free, you just seen on national TV, worldwide TV. There it is. What we seen in the videos with Snoop turning into a Doberman and old girl turning into a snake and old girl turning into a bird, babe, this. And you say, folks be like, oh, you shouldn't be, well, you seeing magic on the TV? Hold on, though. Who read the book of Lamech of Cain? I've been reposting the America's Got Talent transformation videos a lot because I know it's real. Come on, auntie. Do y'all remember that part where it says men were turning into animals and animals were turning into men? And is this not all we see on Disney? It's almost like the real zebra was sacrificed in order for him to transform into it. They just changed. No, they just changed into animals. And that's exactly what Beyonce's drummer said. You almost done with the book. Okay. Well, did they not change into different animals in there? You said a woman turned into a panther on America's Got Talent. Oh, okay. You said yet the king turned into a cow. Oh, okay. What's the name of what book? He came to set the captives free. Ain't that crazy? So have they been playing in our face the whole time? Because this will be on Disney all day. What is it? Brave and Brother Bear and hell, the mermaid. She shapeshift. They get turned into dogs on Disney and be running around talking to people. How many times have a human got turned into a dog or a dog got turned into a human on Disney? Twilight, come on. And The Princess and the Frog. Come on. Come on. Tell me that's not crazy. Even on Game of Thrones. Remember old girl, she was really an old witch. And as long as she kept that necklace on, she was young. Now, what they've been saying about these stars, that all of a sudden they look way younger than they was, and they look completely different. My 5-year-old be pointed out now. I don't even have to say anything. Come on, the Red Queen. But what they saying about all the stars right now? Her Halloween costume, yep. She showed you what she really be turning into. Tangled Beauty and the Beast. Okay. Is anybody else toes wiggling? Just a little bit. Looking better now than when they were younger. Wonder how they doing all that. What was I getting ready to show y'all? Dang it, y'all just made me forget. Right, the yellow stuff. The gold juice that old girl got thrown out of Hollywood for talking about. That was in evil. That kept the people alive and on ice. Plasma. That's the gold juice they be talking about. Think about how they was giving it to him. They was giving it to him intravenously. Kim K told us she bathed in blue to stay looking young. Oh yeah. Oh and yeah. I told y'all her and her sisters. If you've ever watched The Witches of Salem, that show, they remind me of them. They used to have the people hanging above they if you ever seen that, they remind me of them. When she did them blood, I said, oh, I know, okay, I know what it is. I was talking about the Hollywood people, but I can't remember where I was going with it. I just forgot. I'm sorry to come back. You said, and they told us in Death Becomes Her with Meryl Streep. I haven't seen that movie in years. I have not seen that movie in years. But think about this, y'all. Oh, shoot. They gave Kylie a cake that said witches don't age. Are you serious? Did you see how she decorated her house for Halloween? No. Are you serious? No, I haven't. I haven't seen it. You said, yep, it was recent. Oh. It's still on TikTok or IG. Oh. Oh. I saw her house and North was praying against the demons. Interesting. Can't make this stuff up. You sure can't. And then that made me think about old boy's son, Drake's son. What he drew. They said it was a goat or something. I seen that thing before. And plenty of kids that came to my house and drew something that looked exactly like that. Maya said she used the craft to stay young too. I'm gonna run to the restroom and then we're gonna finish this story because it's very interesting. It's very, I mean, it's a myth, so called. Alright, y'all. Sorry about that. Ooh, I've been up since 5 o'clock, so I done had a couple cups of coffee. And, alright. So, let's get back to this story. Now, again, I'm going to take y'all to where I was reading. But if Odin is Nimrod, which is what a lot of different cultures, he goes by Adon and a couple other things, right? Hey, Pumpkin. If Nimrod is Odin, which is what I'm getting, okay? Nimrod is Odin, right? Listen to this story, okay? Just listen now. It says, sometimes he long, oh, we read that already. It says, with a white hair and gray beard. Around his shoulders, he threw a huge blue cloak that covered him from top to toe. And over his face, he pulled a slouch hat to hide his eyes. That is a freaking wizard! What color is the cloak, y'all? They even got the color right. With a blue slouch hat. And you don't want to know what your teacher is teaching your kid? That's crazy. I was reading this like, oh my God. And this is supposed to be mythology. They're supposed to be mythology. It's supposed to be not real. But everything that is saying that Odin or Nimrod or one of these magicians used back in the day, they got it in the kids' book right now. I mean, to the T. Okay, here we go. So it says, over his face, he pulled a big slouch hat to hide his eyes. For his eyes, Odin could not change. No magician has ever learned how to do that. So can I put Nimrod in here since we know this is who this is? Instead of saying Odin, can I say Nimrod because Nimrod is Odin? Can I put that in there? Okay, here we go. It says, no magician has ever learned how to do that. One was empty. He had given the eye to the giant Mimir in exchange for wisdom. How many times do we see in movies that a person can take their eye out and put that eye in the person's thing? That person can see and understand how they understand. That's why when my students ask these type of questions, I refuse to lie to them and their faces light up. Come on. Yep, in the show, whenever they showed Odin, he was missing an eye. Think about it. They pop that eye out and put it in their hand, and the person goes into a trance and can see. Horus. Got it? Got it. Mm-hmm. Here we go. So it says, usually Nimrod loved to go upon these wanderings alone. For an adventure is a double adventure when one meets it single-handed. It was a fine game for Nimrod to see how near he could come to danger without feeling the grip of its teeth. But sometimes he wanted company. he would whisper to his brothers, Oner and Red Loki. They three would creep out of the palace by the back way. So who are Nimrod's brothers? Does the Bible tell us who Nimrod's brothers are? I wonder if these was his brother's sons. Hold on, babe. Let me finish teaching my class first, okay? I'm going to tell y'all. Just give me a second. Please. You said the witches in the dark crystal shared an eye. Interesting. So basically, Odin was god of war and death. He got a few names. You good. Interesting. Here we go. Does it tell us who Nimrod's brothers were in the Bible? Is y'all looking? And I wonder again if these are his brother sons. Seba, Havila, Sabta, Rama, and another name I can't pronounce. Interesting. Okay. So it says they three would creep out of the palace by the back way, and with a finger on the lip, Heimdall, the watchman, would silently steal over the Rainbow Bridge, which led from Asgard into the place of men, dwarves, and giants. Okay. You just see he's the son of Cush. Okay. Asgard. Thor. Uh-huh. Yes. Asgard. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. This is all in the movie Thor. It is. Because this is the story of Odin. And Odin is Nimrod. Can I ask y'all a question? You said Heimdall had horns? Interesting. Interesting. Now listen. Where are the fathers? Where are some of the fathers of the giants jailed? In a jail that they can't get out of. In the second heaven. It's a realm of darkness there, right? Okay. In Thor, where was the jail? the jail where they had Loki and the people at? Where was it? The impenetrable jail where they was guarded heavily in the darkness on some planet. Here we go. Because if Nimrod is Odin, we know that the fathers of the giants were angels. The dark world, Loki was imprisoned in Asgard for his war crimes on Earth. Interesting. I'll be right. Oh! Don't do that. Be right back. Because it's in my room. It ain't in here. Then Michael, Seraphil, and Gabriel observed carefully from the sky, and they saw much blood being shed upon earth. Then Michael, Seraphil, and Gabriel observed carefully from the sky, and they saw much blood being shed upon the earth. Don't that fine hunk of a specimen of a man, Idris Elba, be looking down and he can see what's going on all of the realms and all of the planets? Aren't they able to see in Asgard what's going on? And they're the guardians of the realms. And they leave there and they go help people. But there's a jail there too. And it's the magical and majestic world, isn't it? Now, there was a planet or a space where some evil alien people, and it was cold and it was dark, and they was trying to trap Thor there, wasn't they? Ain't that where they was trying to trap Thor? Where it's dark and cold, and where the frost giants live. The frost giants. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Keep that right there, Blue Head Island girl. Keep that right there. In the dark, in the cold. Okay? Where the evil people was at. The dark beings. Right? Okay. It says, and the oppression being wrought upon the earth. And they said one to another, the earth from her empty foundation has brought the cry of their voice into the gates of heaven. And now, O holy ones of heaven, the souls of people are putting their case before you, pleading, bring our judgment before the Most High. Whew. For he is the Lord of lords and the God of gods and the King of kings. Now, Lord of lords. What does that mean? I ain't gonna lie. I used to think that meant the Lord of the Lords here on earth. But that is not what that means. We know that there is a version of angels that are called the what? The Lords. There's the principalities, the lords, remember? So the Lord of the Lords is not the Lords here on earth. It's the Lord of the Lords of angels. The Lord of the Lords. Right. Not the Lords here on earth. He's the Lord of the Lords, the angels. He's the Lord over the Lord angels. Y'all, I said, the Lord of Lords. That makes so much sense. You said, sis, you answering my questions I just asked the other day. I didn't know. Well, let's keep going. He's the Lord of Lords. Okay, because a third of heaven fell. A third of the lords fell. That's why kings are called lords here. Kings have principalities. Principalities are, and they always talked about the spirits that protected their area, like a principality. Y'all. Didn't the kings call on the new gods and the old gods? And even in Game of Thrones, the fallen angels wanting to rule over the humans the way God ruled over them. So what did they become? They started fighting over the thrones. And whoever sat on the throne, right, had power. Well, powers are a form of angels. Now, didn't a king always have a wizard with him? And his job was to keep the king on the throne and to keep his power. And now that we know that the wizards used to be dealing with demons who are the lords and the thrones and the principalities and the powers. That's why he said, I'm the king of the kings, the Lord of the lords. I rule over any powers of darkness, because these are the fallen angels. And you know that they work through the spirit, the bodies of men. They don't have a physical body unless they can transform, and that's only for not a long time. The math is math, and honey, I'm trying to tell you. I was like, oh, the Lord of Lords, the King of Kings. You are stronger than the rulers. The rulers is a type of angels of darkness. The principalities, which is all... Now we know why there's evil kings and good kings. Evil rulers and good rulers. Evil judges and good judges. You hear me? He's Lord of the angels, all of them. He's Lord of lords. He's stronger than the powers. That's a form of angels. He talks about sitting on thrones. That's a type of angels. I was just, okay. Okay, Dad. Mm-mm. All right, here we go. So it says, you have made everything, and with everything your authority is, with you is authority for everything. Everything is naked and open before your sight, and you see everything. Could they see everything in Asgard? Don't worry about it. We just over here for a minute. We're not going to stay here long. I just want y'all to see something because we got to go back to another book. Don't worry about it. Y'all, this is story time today. Y'all just getting to put pieces together. So in Asgard, they can pretty much see everything. In Black Panther too. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. You put it together. All right. It says, and you see everything, and there's nothing which can hide itself from you. You see what Azazel has done, how he has taught all forms of oppression on earth, and they revealed eternal secrets which are performed in heaven and which man learn. Moreover, Semyaz, to whom you have given power to rule over his companions, cooperating, they went into the daughters of the people of earth, and they lay together with those women, and defiled themselves, and revealed to them every kind of sin. Now, this is what I want to get to, so we're going to skip down here. And it says, and then spoke the Most High, the great and holy one, and he sent Asuriel to the son of Lamech, saying, tell him in my name, hide yourself, and reveal to him the end that is coming. Right? For the earth and everything will be destroyed, and the deluge is about to come upon all the earth, and all that is in it will be destroyed. And now instruct him in order that he may flee, and his seed will be preserved for all generations. Okay, I'm getting to it right here. It says, and he made a hole in the desert which was in Dudael, and cast him there, and he threw on top of him rugged and sharp rocks, and he covered his face in order that he might not see light, and in order that he may be sent into the fire on the great day of judgment, and give life to the earth which the angels corrupted. And he will proclaim life for the earth, that he is giving life to her. And all the children and the people will not perish through the secrets of the angels which they taught their sons. And the whole earth has been corrupted by Azazel's teachings of his own action, and write upon him all sin. And to Gabriel the Lord said, proceed, here we go, y'all. Proceed against the bastards and the reprobates, and against the children of adultery, and destroy the children of adultery, and expel the children of the watchers from among the people, and send them one against another, so that they may be destroyed in the fight. For the length of days they have not. They will beg you everything for their fathers on behalf of themselves, because they hope to live an eternal life. They hope that each one of them will live a period of 500 years. And to Michael, God said, make known to Semyaza and the others who are with him, who fornicated with the women, that they will die together with them in their defilement. And when they and all of their children have battled with each other, and when they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them for 70 generations underneath the rocks of the ground, until the day of their judgment and their consummation, and until the eternal judgment is concluded. In those days they will lead them into the bottom of the fire, and in torment, and in the prison where they will be locked up forever. And at that time they will burn and die. Those who collaborated with them will be bound together with them from henceforth until the end of all generations, and destroy all the souls of pleasure and the children of the watchers, for they have done injustice to man. Destroy injustice from the face of the earth, and every iniquitous deed will end. Right? So, again, may have seen some Thor, but the gods are separated from the regular people, right? The gods are in a place to where they're not supposed to be able to get to the humans, right? And even in Percy Jackson, it tells us that these gods were separated from their kids. And there was a war that happened, and so now they can't be where their kids are at. Right? They have to sit and watch their kids destroy themselves, and they're not able to intervene. You mean like in Enoch? Ain't that what we just read? The guy said they got to, now they put them up back on their mountains, but God said they under the rocks. Can I ask y'all a question? The children of the Watchers, they said, was 450 feet tall. We done looked at 1,000 books now with these giant rocks that look like people. No. We done looked at entirely too many. You know what else? You know what else is a rock? A statue. Like the lady that's the pillar of salt. Y'all know how they be saying that looks so lifelike. Where they even sculpted the veins and the muscles of the hands. It's not just a straight hand. Like you can see the veins and they're all there. And we forever getting movies where they say they coming alive. Okay. Now, listen. Okay, here we go. So it says, and those two men picked me up and brought me to the second heaven, and they showed me, and I saw a darkness greater than earthly darkness. Isn't the darkness at Asgard or whatever darker than the normal? Wherever that jail is that Loki had to be, it was dark in that place, right? And then they were under a light, but the whole place was dark. Right? Okay. And there are perceived prisoners under guard, hanging up, waiting for the measureless judgment. And those angels have the appearance of darkness itself, more than earthly darkness. And ceasingly they made weeping all the day long. And I said to the men who were with me, why are these ones being tormented unceasingly? And these men answered me, they are the ones who turned away from the Lord, who did not obey the Lord's commands, but of their own will plotted together and turned away with their prince and those who are under restraint in the fifth heaven. Back to the story. Here we go. It says, wonderful adventures they had, these three, with Loki, to help make things happen. Loki was a sly, mischievous fellow, full of his pranks and his capers, not always kindly ones, but clever as well as malicious. When he had pushed folk into trouble, he could often help them out again, as safe as ever. He could be the jolliest of companions when he chose, and Nimrod liked his merriment and his witty talk. One day, Loki did something which was not mere jest nor easily forgiven, for it brought all Asgard into danger. And after that, Father Odin and his children thought twice before inviting Loki to join them in any journey or undertaking. This, which I'm about to tell, was the really. I'm sorry. This, which I'm about to tell, was the first really wicked deed which Loki was found guilty. Though I am sure his red beard had dabbled in secret wrongs before. One night, the three high gods, Odin, Onir, and Loki, stole away from Asgard in search of adventure. Over mountains and deserts, great rivers and stony places, they wandered until they grew very hungry. But there was no food to be found, not even a berry or a nut. Oh, how footsore and tired they were. Oh, how faint. The worst of it the worst of it ever is that, as you must often have noticed, the heavier one's feet grow, the lighter and more hollow becomes one's stomach, which seems a strange thing when you think of it. If only one's feet became as light as the rest of one feels, folk could fairly fly with hunger. Alas, this is not so. Blah 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 blah. So basically, give me 1 second. All right, we're gonna go down here because I'm trying to get to the parts. Oh! We skipped something. Mimir. Mimir. Right? That's where they said they was at. Right? If you got your book 1, do me a favor and go to page 883 and read chapter 2 real quick while I run to the restroom. Real quick. Let me turn this light on. It's getting real dark in here. Hey, y'all. Go to page 883 and read chapter 2 real quick. And then think back to what I just read to you out of this Odin story. And where they live. Yeah, book 1, chapter 2. Just read it real quick. 883, chapter 2. y'all read it? Right. But did y'all read page 883, chapter 2? Did y'all read it? Because we about to go somewhere. Who picked up? Who picked it up? I'm about to see who got it. Did y'all read chapter 2 on page 883? I'm sorry, 882? Did y'all read it? Send me an email, girl, to what's the name? Send me an email. Go on my website and look down at the bottom on where the request book's at. Abraham was with, but where was Abraham at? Y'all. Where was he at? Where was he at? Mimir. Mamre. In the same God of War, Mimir is a whale as a person. Right. Mimir is Mimir, y'all. Mimir is Mimir from Thor, from Odin. Mimir is Mimir. It was the large oak tree of Mimir. You getting me? Listen. Now we're going to go back and read this. Okay. One night, the three gods, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here we go. The three Aesir drooped. And now, where is Aesir at? Sorry, Rika. Where is Aesir? Where do we find out Aesir was? 1, Kalia. Aesir is between what and what? The Red Sea and what? Was it Lebanon? Yemen. Thank you. The Red Sea and Yemen. Okay. I need y'all to stay with me. Okay. It says, the three Aesir drooped and seemed on the point of starving when they came to the edge of a valley. Here, looking down, they saw a herd of oxen feeding on grass. Hola, shouted Loki. Behold our supper. Going down into the valley, they caught and killed one of the oxen and built a great bonfire, hung up the meat to roast. Then the three sat around the fire and smacked their lips, waiting for the meat to cook. They waited for a long time. Surely it is done now, said Loki at last, and he took the meat from the fire. Strange to say, however, it was raw as ere the fire was lighted. They be wording this real weird. What could it mean? Never before had meat required so long a time to roast. They made the fire brighter and rehung the beef for a thorough basting. Cooking it even longer than they... Let me turn this light on so I can see. There we go. cooking it even longer than they had done at first. When again they came to carve the meat, they found it still uneatable. Then indeed they looked at one another in surprise. What can this mean? Cried Loki with round eyes. There is some trick, whispered Onair, looking around as if he expected to see a fairy or a witch meddling with the food. We must find out what this mystery betokens, said Odin thoughtfully. Just then there was a strange sound in the oak tree under which they had built their fire. What is that? Loki shouted, springing to his feet. They looked up into the tree, and far above in the branches near the top, they spied an enormous eagle who was staring down at them and making a queer sound as if he were laughing. Ho, ho, croaked the eagle. I know why your meat will not cook. It is all my doing, masters. So in Thor, or in the Odin series, there is a large oak tree in Mimir. And in the Testament of Abraham, there's a large oak tree at Mimir. Now, in Odin, there was a large eagle that was talking. You mean like this? You mean like a harpy? You said we just talked about eagles in our class this morning. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I didn't even know. Pretty cool. You mean like a talking eagle like this that would be able to do some magic? This eagle could talk and do magic. You said Clash of the Titans? I can't remember. What's in the... Were these people alive when Nimrod was alive? We know there was 8 men and elephant men when Nimrod was alive because God turned them into that. It's in his mama Ceramus and his son is Tammuz. And Tammuz is Thor. Because his other name is Thorasis or something like that, Thorasius. That was the other stuff we was going to get to today. It's in him. Stay out my class. Just let me get to it, please. Thank you. Yeah. Mimir, also Puck, is a Celtic who became Odin's advisor and the ambassador of the Aesir gods. Interesting. The gods that were in... Is y'all feeling this or no? You good. Is y'all picking up what I'm putting down? The oak of Mimir is the oak of Mimir in Thor. Nimrod. They stay out our class. You don't like it, do you? Hilarious. They stay out our class. You is funny. You said, I don't. But I was up talking to my dad this morning, writing in my journal. So can I ask y'all a question? You said you got me sweaty. Class is good. All right now. So then, now do y'all understand even more why it's important for us to go and read these stories? Because where is the rest of their stories hid at? Who bought this epic series? Did y'all buy this epic series? No. In mythology, the rest of the stories are in mythology. If Mimir is Mimir, if Thor is Odin's son, and Odin is Nimrod, where will we find the rest of the stories of what happened? This one is the just look up the epic series. This one is wizards, witches, wizards, seers, and healers. But there's a ton of them. There's the whole series of them. Okay. I'm just saying, my point of saying that is, this is why I say it's important to have your Bible, your lost books, and these mythology books out, because you'll start to see things that make sense. Right? Because if I go get the Norse mythology book and I look, they say they were in Erd, and we've talked about that. Erd is Well, we know Nimrod started or what in Uruk and all of that. Nimrod was the starter of those things. So it makes sense. It makes sense. The giants were in We know this from the Bible. They were in Canaan. They were in all of those cities, which would be Iraq and Palestine and all of that. That's where they was at. Well, in Norse mythology, it says Now that we know Odin is Nimrod, Gilgamesh, same thing, Nimrod. It's a couple of other names that I saw in here that he's a couple other people too in the Indian culture and whatever else. So when God talks about the evil that they were doing, it's not in the Bible. But if you know who this story is about, you can go and read some of the things that they were doing, and we know it to be true because it's still in the hieroglyphs and on their on all of their buildings and their obelisk and whatever else, however they journaled and chronicled their I don't know for sure, Kim. I don't know for sure because some people say Sargon was Cain. So I don't know for sure. I've been doing my research on that. Still back and forth about it. But basically, when you know what you're reading and you can go and you can compare, you'll see, one, that it's the same story, but two, you can get more of why God was pissed off at these people. You understand what I'm saying? Because we read in the book of Lamech, and we know for a fact that they were able to transform themselves. They were doing spells. They were able, the angels gave them this. But our Bibles don't go into detail about what it is. But God said the stories is here. Everything has been written. So doesn't it make sense to hide it in mythology, but you just got to know who is who and you'll know who you're reading about? It makes sense, right? Because they got Mimir, we got Mimir. They got the Oak of Mimir in Thor, which is Nimrod. They got a seer, and we know that that is in ancient Mesopotamia. We got our big green book that tells us that all of the Greek gods, North gods, whatever, they are actually the Assyrian and Babylonian kings, which is what Nimrod would have been, a Babylonian king, right or wrong. We know it was monsters on the earth from Enoch. So once you find out, and I even saw something today that they call Adam the father of the gods. Adam. And the reason that they call him the father of the gods because he's the father of humanity. And where did the gods come from? The human women and the angels. I've been doing some research this morning. I said that makes so much sense because technically he is. Because without his daughters, the giants wouldn't have never been here. Greetings. Ain't that crazy? Do they call Zeus the father of the gods? So I just gave the answer. Oh, girl, you gotta remember this chair is big. Where are you? There you are, up there. Remember, I used to ask you, y'all, how did they get the bloodlines to these people if they never existed? Right? The principal gods. So then Adam would be Uranus, not Zeus. So that makes me wonder if Kronos is Cain. Because they're saying Uranus is the father or the principal gods or whatever. So what if Kronos is Cain? And now that I think about it, what's really crazy is they only list that Uranus and Gaia had 3 sons and 3 daughters. How many sons do we know about in the Bible? And there's a time period in between when Cronus and Rhea was born, and then it shows them later. No, we know that they had 3, but in the Bible it says 3. Look. Cronus and Rhea, what if this is Cain? Right? Because we know Cain was born first, then Abel. Right? And then look, later on, these 2 brothers was born, which is Coeus, or however you say that, and Ocean. You see it? And then later on, I think that they were like the twin. Yeah. How mamas be having 2 babies in the same year, or what did I say it was called? I think that what is superfetation. I really believe that's what was happening. Either twins or superfetation. Because that would make it, if superfetation was happening, then that means when she was 3 months, she got pregnant again with another baby. And then when she was pregnant with one baby, she got pregnant with another baby. So the Irish twins, right? It's called superfetation. But right. Right. Yeah, no, but they wasn't all born at the same time, though. And it says the sister that was born with them. So I'm thinking superfetation. That's what I'm thinking of, because then they weren't literally born together, but they were in the womb at the same time. Does that make sense? So Cain could have been 6 months older or whatever. Like if the mom gets pregnant when she's 3 months, then he's born, right? And then so the babies, because it's mamas that's pregnant like that on TikTok right now. They had a baby and they was 4 months pregnant, or 5 months pregnant, or 6 months pregnant. It could have been 2 uteruses, but I'm thinking superfetation, y'all, because that makes perfect sense. That means every year she would still have 2 babies, even if it wasn't twins. Now, I can't say for sure, but that makes sense. Because if when she was 3 months pregnant with Cain, she got pregnant again. And it's women that's on here right now that gave birth yesterday and they 4 months pregnant already, or 5 months pregnant. Especially if you're trying to populate the earth, superfetation, it sounds like right on the money with that. Well, no. Yeah, she could have did that too, but superfetation, I mean, just think about it though. It makes sense, superfetation. I'm not saying that that's how it was. It could have been twins. It could have, but superfetation makes perfect sense. It does. Because she was just like constantly pregnant until a certain time. You know what I mean? God was trying, he said, go be fruitful and multiply. Whether it was twins or superfetation, however you say it, I think that was it, y'all. I do. I really believe that, because then she could, you got to think, if that was happening with because they don't tell when the girl was born, but we know it was girls being born. So they weren't created at the same time, but they were in the womb at the same time. And so then their births were, it was like, he's so many months older than 5 months older than her, and then whatever. Well, think about this. If Abel was supposed to marry Cain's sister, and Cain's sister was supposed to marry Abel's sister, exactly, then that would make them not too far apart in age. You see what I'm saying? So let's say she did have superfetation with them too. Say she had Cain in March, and then in November she had the sister, right? And then 2 months later, 3 months later, she get pregnant again, and she has Abel, and then get right back pregnant again. These babies is coming like every 3 to 6 or 3 to 9 months. She's having babies. Well, when Cain was of age, he had to have a sister that was of age with him. And it couldn't have been the one that was technically called his sister. You see what I'm saying? So it makes sense if she's really only 9 months or even just right at a year younger than him, then when he's coming of age, she's coming of age. Because they weren't supposed to marry their immediate sister. Exactly. Exactly. So that's why I'm saying superfetation, it makes sense that God would, I mean, I'm not saying he did, but that makes sense that he would do it like that. Not that he couldn't do it with twins either, but superfetation sounds, it just feels right. And I could be wrong, but I just feel like for that to be a thing and God was trying to hurry up and multiply the earth, that would make it easy to do. Instead of a woman being really tired from carrying twins. You know what I'm saying? Because twins take a lot out of you and all of that. But superfetation, not saying that doesn't, but you don't have 2 full-size babies kicking around in your stomach constantly. You know what I mean? So it's just like a baby meal. And if she did that for 5 or 6 years straight, she easily could have had 10 kids in 5 years without having twins. You said my kid's great auntie, she was pregnant every year for 17 years. Right. Right. I got people, I told you how many people my grandfather did. I get it. Babies born from superfetation are often considered twins because they may be born on the same day. Right. A lot of stress in the body with twins. At least she would have had time to rest in between the babies. Right. Right. Exactly. So I don't know for sure, but the more I study into that, it makes sense that he would have that be a thing. Not saying there couldn't have been twins. It very well could have been, or she could have had a baby every year. But it makes sense. Because technically it wasn't a woman having a period of punishment. It was. It is. Right. And so then she wouldn't have had too many if superfetation was happening. A lot of stress in the body. Yeah. So anyway, with that, going back and looking at all of our books and looking at the names and looking at the stories, like I said, I got all kind of books in there on my floor, and I just been thinking about how one, again, what I've been saying the whole time, it's the same story, they just changed the names. But also I believe that the more that we study and the more that we keep looking around and looking into things, even certain things in our regular Bible, they have so much significance, but we don't understand why. We don't understand why those certain things were picked. Like, prime example, when we found out the walking stick of Moses, several people, that's the same walking stick that Adam had. And it was magic because it came out of the Garden of Eden, right? God had the angels bring it to him. Well, we just thought that Moses' staff, it was just the Holy Ghost that was because of who he was, but there were other people that got a chance to hold that staff, and it's more to the story. But you had to go outside of the Bible to find out. Even the alabaster box, we would have never known why that was so important and why God put that in there. All of these different things. And then again, for the tree to wither, but then also the tree to speak. When Michael came and the tree spoke, and Abraham thought he was tripping. You know, so all of these different things that have gone on. I can't remember where else we read a story in the lost books about an angel speaking too. Somebody was up on the mountain, and the angel and the eagle opened his mouth and spoke. We studied that too. So you think about that, and you think about where the rest of the story is, and God says seek. But if you start to see that these names and stuff start to sound very familiar, or you do a little bit of research and you look back, you can find out the rest of the stories. Because God called Nimrod a mighty hunter. Well, where's his stories of hunting at? Well, if we can go and read Norse mythology, and it tells us all about Odin's hunting, then we know for real we're reading the stories about Nimrod fighting off the beast and everything else, and all God had to do was disguise it as mythology and change the name, and then we never get the stories. But the Bible talks about him being a mighty hunter, a warrior, and all of this. And in the story of Odin, is talking about that very thing, right? This is also the man that had the capability or the know-how to build the Tower of Babel, and they almost made it to heaven. And some of them said they were going to fight a war against God, did they not? They was going to the heavens to fight a war. They was going to put their gods up there. They was going to, and remember I told y'all that they only wanted to do that. It's like solving for X, then putting X back in the other equation to figure out Y and Z. Yeah, exactly. And I'm sorry to the person that I fussed at or had a smart comment and I was wrong. I'm sorry. It's okay to feel overwhelmed by. Is it okay? Yeah. But that feeling overwhelmed, not overwhelmed, but just like, oh, like, yeah, because it's going to make you go looking in other places. Yeah. A whole, I told you. But think about that, though. He said they got eyes, but they don't see. He said it's mysteries in my word, but you got to go looking for them. Something simple as, and what really hit me today was, wait a minute, Mimir and Mimir. And then and the Nephilim are in Thor. So then I just Googled Odin and Nimrod, and it came right up. I said, so I went on deeper down the hole, and then I came in here and started grabbing books. And I'm like, this makes so much sense. I didn't know they called Adam the father of the gods. I didn't know that. You said Odin fought the ice giants? Interesting. And God called him a mighty warrior. He was a hunter. Hunting giants. And beasts. The beasts that... Because the giants was... Nimrod was after the flood, but the Bible said the giants was here. And if Noah, here we go, was 210 feet, how big was his grandson? as to why our president, ex-president's wife, want to go get a hold to his body. Now, Nimrod is Noah's grandson, and Noah was 210 feet tall. So how big was his grandson? And I just saw something, and I gotta research it. They were saying somebody was what I was reading, the article that I was reading, or the books that I was reading, it was saying that Janus is supposed to be Noah because he saw two worlds. So the two-headed dude, now I haven't researched it, but it was saying that Noah is supposed to be Janus, or he's represented as Janus because he saw the world that passed away facing this way, and the new world, and he was the only one to see it. Now I gotta dig deeper into that, right? But I'm like, that makes so much sense because he was sailing away and through the old world, and he was the only one that got to see the new one. He knew what him and his sons and the wife, but right? I'm like, that makes so much sense. Because he saw the old world that passed away, and he got to see the new world. He got to see the world where the dinosaurs and these big beings were running around, and he got to see Avatar land. He got to see the land of Avatar, and then he got to see the world where a lot of that wasn't anymore. I said, oh my God, Dad, when you do me like this, I just don't be knowing what to do. Because the world never looked again like it did anymore. After the flood, it was completely changed. Right. So that's why I say, like, I've been up. I was like, wait, Dad, wait. Let me go talk to my peoples about this. I got to see what they got to say about this because this is mind-blowing. You hear me? Ain't that crazy? But it's true. He got to see the old world, and he got to see the new world. He got to see them big old trees we saw in Avatar, and then he got to see them as stumps. And thanks to T of Yah, we know in the Og of Bashan that where he buried it, and where Seth is buried, and Cain, or Abel, whichever one is said it now. We know one of them is buried in Anti-Lebanon, one of them is buried in Lebanon, and one of them is buried in somewhere else over there. But Noah's grave is 210 feet long. And Seth and thank you, T of Yah. It says, as the grave of Abel is near Damascus, is 30 feet long, that of Seth in Anti-Lebanon about the same size, and that of Noah in Lebanon, which measures no less than 70 yards, which is 210 feet. This is what this man who went to Lebanon and Og of Bashan, or Bashan, in 1891, he saw but this is why they fighting over Palestine. We talked about that already. So Seth and Abel's graves are 30 feet long, and Noah's is 210 feet long. So again, how big was Nimrod? As to why Miss Clinton wanted his body. It's called The Giant Cities of Bashan. You guys, we can't forget our manners, y'all. You're welcome. Yeah. So, y'all wonder what I've been doing? I've been over here reading. I've been over here researching. I was looking at my maps. And a couple other things. And so I just want y'all to know, like, I've been looking. I've been dehydrating, and I've been reading, and I've been watching some TV too. But I've been reading and stuff too. So I'm grateful for that. And hopefully this will make y'all go get y'all mythology books out, go get y'all lost books out, and go get your Bibles out. Because you really need all three. You hear what I said? Did you hear me? Excuse me. You need all three. Because I want to know the rest of the story. Yes. I want to know the rest of the story. I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. I want to know. And I promise you, stuff that you could be reading, God will pop. Like when he popped that Lord of Lords, I said, oh my God, the Lord of Lords. The Lord of Lords. The Lords are the angels. You have more power than the powers. Got it. Your throne is exalted above the thrones of angels, but also the thrones of me. The Game of Thrones. I just been over here tripping. I said, Dad, so you just gonna do me like that all in one day? Interesting. Y'all don't think that's crazy? He always talks about his power, his governance, right? How he governs. The principalities govern. You said the more you learn, the more you see how they are playing in our face. I kept trying to figure out how they had this bloodline of these gods. But then again, like I said, once I read that the Assyrian and the Babylonian kings were, it just makes sense. And we read about the wars. I'm going to be honest. One of the main reasons I'm on this, oh, I forgot to tell you, I seen an extra giant bones at the Children's Museum the other day. Did you take a picture, Dave? You was at the Indiana Children's Museum? They didn't got a giant bone in there? I have to look back through my pictures. Take a picture, Dave, please. I ain't been to the children. She said they were from Wyoming. Oh. Ain't Wyoming one of the four corner states? Like Wyoming, Utah, something, something? Is it like Wyoming, Colorado? What is the four corner states? Where they say they go to open the portals at. Girl, quit playing. Is Wyoming one of the four corner states? Why am I asking y'all? I'm back for my damn self. No, it's Utah, Colorado, Mexico, and Arizona. It's Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico. You said something about them trying to buy Wyoming. Did we talk about Wyoming? Did we talk about Wyoming? The other day? I don't know. I remember I'm talking about them bombing up at the north in the north. You said I took notes. Are you serious? Thank you. Well, I guess we did. Come on. I'm proud of you. Because I don't even, thank you for taking notes. I don't even, you said I took notes, did. Okay. Oh, y'all, I'm about to, this about to go out on y'all. I was surprised they showed me they hid it away. Couldn't get a pic. They hid it away. They didn't want you to see it. Interesting. Y'all just gonna let me hang up on y'all and stuff. Got 5%. The temperature must be dropping outside because it wasn't that cold when I came here. Now it's getting a little chilly. Well, oh yeah. Yeah, I know about that. Well, you got to think about it. That was all before the flood, pumpkin. It was all one piece. And they had already conquered the earth before that. So look, I gotta run somewhere real quick. Like they had them put up. They wasn't on display. I had to chaperone so I could ask questions like I wanted to. Oh, you couldn't. Ooh. See how they be hiding the stuff from us, girl? But we know, don't we? We know the questions to ask now. And we hear what they don't say, don't we? It make me happy. I need to run somewhere really quickly, y'all. And I gotta go to the bathroom again. And I don't know why I'm still drinking and coffee and water and keep you in the restroom. But give me about 30 minutes and we can finish this class if y'all want to. Plus, I gotta check on my onions real quick. See if they dry, because they've been on since yesterday. Yeah, I'll be back. We can finish when I come back. I just gotta run somewhere real quick, run to the restroom and check on my onions. And this was a quick almost 3 hours. It don't even seem like we've been on here that long. We moving up on 3 hours here in a minute. About 30 minutes. We done been on here almost 3 hours. Crazy. You said, let me get settled at work. Right. I found a giant head and posted the picture in class. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'll be back in a minute, y'all.